What's going on, you guys? Welcome to the Racy Podcast. This is your host, Cristopher Zamora. Welcome to the show. So today, guys, I want to speak to you about the movie called Trap. It stars Josh Hartnett. I've seen him before in the movie called The Faculty and also in the movie called 30 Days of Night. These two movies are such classics to me. I was excited to actually see him in another movie. Like, it's been so long since I haven't seen him in an official movie. I know like he did like a vampire show, but I missed out on that. I did not really see it because I think it came out like around 2016 or 2017 or so, but I did not see that show. But anyways, this movie Trap, the director who made this one was M. Night Shyamalan. His movies, they are hit or miss to me. Like the movie that he made called Old, I did not really enjoy that one as much. But the movie called A Knock at the Cabin, that one was pretty good. And I gotta say, this one, Trap, I gotta give it to him. I did enjoy it. I did enjoy the movie. But like this movie, I wish I did not see the trailer, man. I mean, there's no other way to actually know of this movie if you see the trailer. But like, I wish like they actually not give away too much in the trailer. But nah, it would have been more difficult for them to actually try to hide like if he was the killer or not in this movie. Because on the trailer, I actually show you that they were looking for somebody called the Butcher, right? And it turns out his character, Josh Hartnett's character, Cooper, he is the main villain of this movie. He is the Butcher. And so it's about a father. He takes his daughter to a concert that the girl she wants to go see. Like, she's been waiting for her whole life, man. Her whole life to actually see this pop star. And the father took her. The main reason why people might not have liked this film, maybe it's just some few plot points that do not make sense. Like I'm gonna go over spoilers, guys, so be warned, okay? It's like the part where Cooper, he was talking to the pop star by herself. It kind of don't make sense in a way, right? Because the lady, she's a pop star, right? And there's just no way that they would have left her alone with no security around. And probably that might have been like the main point where people were thought that, nah, this doesn't make sense. This is not real. It's not reality. This situation cannot really happen. But it's a movie, man. It's a movie. You gotta enjoy it, man. You cannot compare everything to reality. It's just for fun. You gotta enjoy the movie. Most of the movie, he was trying to escape the whole time from the policemen because they were guarding like all the doors around the whole building. And like, the reason why they were all blocking the doorways so people couldn't get out was because they actually got an emergency call by somebody, a unanimous person, saying that the killer was going to be there. And so they trapped him. The film actually mentioned that there were about like 20,000 people there and like 3,000 males. All of those other 17,000 people were all females because, yes, it was a pop star lady that was singing. And also the lady that was singing is actually M. Night Shyamalan's daughter. Her name is Sulika Shyamalan. So that's pretty cool that the father actually gave her a role in the movie. And from what we got from the pop star herself, the singer, it was good. I actually like her acting in this movie. Earlier this year, we actually got the movie called The Watchers. His other daughter just made that film. Like, she directed it, and I think no, she didn't wrote it, but she directed the film, and that movie came out good as well. The Shyamalan family, they're taking over, man. Or they've been taking over. But yeah, I did enjoy this movie. Josh Hartnett's character, how he portrayed the character of Cooper, it was well done. Yes, there were just some parts that maybe lots of people did not like, but like for me, I enjoyed it, most of it. The last scene, it got me shook. I was surprised that he actually got away because there was just like I think he took out from the bicycle, like when the policemen they were carrying him out into the truck where he couldn't get out. There was something that he picked up from the bicycle, and he used that thing to break out of the handcuffs. Is there going to be a sequel for this movie? Because if it is, I'm definitely gonna go to the theaters and watch this movie. Before I actually went to go see this movie, Trap, I was thinking of watching between this movie. I chose to watch The Crow instead of Trap. Man, that movie, The Crow, I was so disappointed with it, man. It was a very disappointing movie. I don't know if I can even make a podcast about that film because it was just so bad. But like I'm mostly focusing on the movie called Trap. But yeah, I did chose to go see The Crow first before I actually went to go see Trap. Like I did not know which one to go see. The Crow just barely came out, so I chose to watch that one instead. But man, was that a horrible choice to make, man. The Crow wasn't good. But Trap, on the other hand, man, I have to give this movie an 8. An 8 out of 10. It was very suspenseful at times. And like the genre itself is horror and mystery. But like maybe the thing might change from this movie is just having the character of Cooper actually just staying in the building and just trying to escape from the policeman instead of just going into the house. Those like the two locations. It was the building where the concert took place and his house. Those were like the two main places of this film. But I would have actually made the movie more focused on the building itself where the concert was taking place. That's where the movie should have taken place the whole time, but they decided not to. I think they had the budget to, but they just didn't want it to. But yeah, but like everything else for this movie, I did enjoy how the plot itself went. To me, like I said, I do give this movie an 8 out of 10, and I enjoyed it. It is a must-watch movie, and probably I will put it maybe in my top 10 list of horror movies of this year. Yeah, I did enjoy it. M. Night Shyamalan, this was a good movie, man. This was a good movie. I don't know if it's my favorite M. Night Shyamalan movie in the 2020s, but we will see, man. We'll see if it comes up with any other films for this decade. Like I said, Old wasn't my favorite one. Knock at the Cabin, it was good, but I enjoyed this movie Trap even more because it was very suspenseful at times, and I was kind of at the edge of my seat. And the trailer, even though it gave away that he was the killer, I still wanted to go see it. And yeah, that's how I will leave it at that for this movie. And the other thing I want to talk to you about is the Terminator series called Terminator Zero. I think that's what it's called. Terminator Zero. Yeah, Terminator Zero. So I haven't seen that series yet, but just like the animation itself, if you see the trailers, yeah, it's on Netflix and you could just go see it there. If you are a fan of the Terminator movies, you probably might enjoy this one. The first 3 movies, I gotta say, they're the best ones. But like my favorite overall from the Terminator series has got to be Terminator 2 Judgment. I had to put that movie in like probably my top 10 movies of all time. Like that movie has so much action, and it was just so much fun watching it as a kid, and even as an adult, it still holds up, man. To this day, it still holds up even more because I just appreciate it even more how they actually created the CGI and also the practical effects for the robots and stuff. And Terminator 2 is just a great film. Yeah, I do enjoy it more than the first Terminator and Terminator 3. The fourth one, I'm sorry, but it wasn't good. Genesis, at least they try something, right? They try to make everything brand new. And the last one, that recently came out, I think in 2017 or 2018, it was okay, but the three original movies, they're the best ones in my opinion. Yeah, that's just my opinion, guys, okay? But yeah, I'll give it a watch, man, if I have the time to. I just recently just finished watching Breaking Bad, the TV show. This is a rewatch. The last time I saw Breaking Bad was a long time ago, probably like in 2015 and 2014, right before I actually graduated from high school. To be honest, I kind of didn't remember much of what really happened. Like probably the one that I did not really remember as much, like the season, was between season 3 and 4, cause like those two seasons right there, season 3 and 4 of Breaking Bad, I feel like they're the slowest, man. They're like the slowest ones out of the whole series. Like the first two seasons, they're just so great, but like 3 and 4, man, I felt like it felt so long to actually get through those seasons. I have no idea why, but like they were so slow, and I was just wondering, when are they gonna take down this guy named Gus Fring? Because he was the main villain throughout most of the series, season 3 and 4. Yeah, it's about a guy named Walter White. He's a chemistry teacher, right? And he starts cooking crystal meth with the student that used to take his class. And so they actually come together and try to make an empire out of this. Like they just go in the drug trade just like that. And his nickname, he calls himself Heisenberg to hide his real name. And like the rest of the TV show, it mostly focuses on him just like trying to get this money so he can support his family. That's like the main goal of his. But like things are not as easy as they seem for him, because it is the drug trade and it is very dangerous. So yeah, that's what you will get from watching Breaking Bad if you have never seen that show before. It's a fun show, man. But yeah, season 3 and 4, yeah, those like are the hardest ones to get through. But the first two seasons, they're great. The fifth season, I just went through it just like that, man. It's season 5 was great. If I would actually grade Breaking Bad, I'll probably give it I actually give it a 4 out of 5. Yeah, and 80%. Just like I said, season 3 and 4, they're like the slowest out of the seasons, but maybe they're like the most important ones in a way. Because like there was an episode where he was actually just, he took a whole episode trying to kill a fly, you know? It was just something that they needed to take out from the lab because it would have contaminated like the product. And so they had to actually kill the fly. And it took them a whole episode to actually do it. To me, that was like the worst episode, man. But people are saying that that's like the most important one. I don't know, man, but I still remember that episode, and it was like the worst one. But yeah, the climax though, the climax for this whole show was like, damn, man, it was insane. Breaking Bad, it is a good show. I haven't seen Better Call Saul, to be honest, and I don't know if I should actually watch it or not. I did try to give it a try a long time ago, but only got past like the first 2 episodes, and that's it. I didn't actually watch it since, because I was watching like Supernatural at the time. But like Supernatural took me so long to actually finish because there's so many seasons out of that show, and there were like 20 plus episodes on each season. I think there were about like 12 seasons in total, and it took me about maybe like 4 years or so to actually finish the whole thing. But yeah, it was fun, man. It was actually fun watching Supernatural. It sucks that it ended right when COVID was finishing up. I think it ended in 2021 or 2020. Yeah, it did kind of suck, but it was cool that they actually did put the last season out, like right when it was done on the CW network. Right when it was done, they actually put it on the Netflix streaming service. So that was cool of them, and I was able to watch like the whole series. And they actually gave out a message, like once they finished the whole show. So yeah, it did suck that it was done, but you gotta move on, move on to another show that you want to watch. Now, let's see what other show I will actually watch other than Breaking Bad. That was a good show, but let's see what other show I'll watch next. And yeah, guys, that is it for this podcast. Hey, thank you so much for listening. If you guys did enjoy this podcast, make sure to actually follow it. And also recommend this podcast to a friend or neighbor that actually likes listening to stuff about combat sports, pop culture stuff, and also horror stuff. Maybe they will enjoy this podcast as much as you do. And yeah, guys, that is it for this podcast. Again, thank you so much for listening. Take care and live to the fullest. Bye.